Hey everybody, JJ Jerez, Jesse Montano here after the Avalanche beat the Washington Capitals 6-2, and woo-wee. That was a fun one to watch. Had a little bit of everything. We had hats, we had bras, we had undies, and a 4-goal, 5-point night from Nathan MacKinnon. Jesse, coming into this game, you and I really emphasized the first and third periods, but it was the second period that won this game for the Avalanche, where they really took over and just manhandled the game there.
He's really going to say bras and panties and not give any context to that, eh? All right, we'll keep going. We'll circle back. We talked about wanting to get out to a good start because you had a tired team coming in, and you and I, had the conversation there about halfway through the first that I said, this actually looks more of like a Washington team who is saying, hey, we know it's going to be a dogfight and just an absolute, slog fest out here in the third. Let's maybe try to get out in front, jump on them early, see if we can build any kind of lead. I'm going to kick this off. I know a lot of the nights about Nathan MacKinnon. For me, Alexander Georgiev was the story of that first period. I thought the Caps gave themselves a chance to do exactly what you and I were talking about. Get out ahead and maybe, try to put the Avs behind them while they still had some legs. And Alexander Georgiev was huge. 3 or 4 massive saves in that first period, positioned the Avs to be able to kind of take over this game. Jared Bednar made the comment that he thought around the 12-minute mark of the first was when their habits and their effort really kind of started to shift on the Avalanche side. And then they just kind of rolled downhill from there. And like you said, the second period, Nathan MacKinnon takes over, and then it's all Avalanche the rest of the way. But that first period ended up being key in a kind of a different way than what we had talked about this morning, in that Alexander Georgiev had to do enough to keep his team in a position to get back into it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. He had a big first period. I think along with that, if the Avalanche go into that dressing room after the first 0-0, which is what it was looking like for a second, I think maybe, they approach the second period a little differently. But Cale Makar scores one in the last minute of the first. A play really that was started by Arturi Lehkonen causing some chaos in the neutral zone. So his impact felt right away. But Cale Makar getting that goal in the first period set them off to the second period on the right note.
I mean, how many times have we seen that this year, where a team, whether it be the Avs or a team that they're playing against, get a goal late in a period and that gives them the shot of life going into the next frame, and they're kind of able to take over from there. That goal for Cale Makar does put him number 1 all-time in franchise history for defensemen. He's now the sole owner of that record, most goals. So big goal for him, but I mean, it was a really nice move, really nice almost kind of an individual effort, but you're right, you felt the impacts of Arturi Lehkonen right away.
So let's look at Nathan MacKinnon's night. Obviously a monster night from him, but we've expected nothing less from him as of late, right? I mean, such good play that he's been doing in his last stretch of wins. I mean, I don't even want to ask what's going right for him, because he's just putting the puck in the back of the net. Even he took a second to say, sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. But he's shooting the puck at a crazy clip right now, and obviously picking the right shots too.
Yeah, he's used that phrase a couple times now recently, like, hey, they just go in for you sometimes. But he also uses the phrase, it's no coincidence, when talking about a lot of other parts of the team. Jonathan Drouin, he used it when he used that phrase when he talked about the depth a couple nights ago, meaning like, hey, it's no coincidence. We put in the work behind the scenes. And the same thing goes for him, unquestionably, right? He's on another level right now. What we've come to expect out of Nathan MacKinnon over the last handful of years is elite, top tier, top handful of players in the world. This is just in a different level right now. You and I were joking before the third goal, his third goal, the hat trick goal, there was a hat halfway onto the ice before he even shot the puck. That's just the confidence level that he's exuding right now, that even the fans are like, yep, this is going in. Like, it's just, there's a different level of confidence, and I think people overuse this term sometimes, but swagger to his game right now, where he picks up the puck coming through the neutral zone and he looks like he's poised to score, and he cashes in for 4 tonight, and all 4 were like elite high-level goals.
Yeah, another thing we've heard him talk about a lot this season is his ability to just turn the page quickly, whether it's a loss or a win. And you see that in action tonight, right? Yeah. Of course, he's loose. He's feeling good after a 4-point night, but he's quickly ready to turn the page. Says he doesn't even want to keep the 4 pucks that he scored the goals with, and, just very nonchalant about the whole thing, ready to move on to the next one.
Time with 4 goals this year, do you put the pucks anywhere special? Do you have them saved anywhere?
No, I told Donnie to throw them in the crowd. I'm not going to keep them, so hopefully people like them.
But, again, that's just kind of his expectation level now, is greatness for both himself, teammates. Jared Bednar talked about that. Coaches, if he doesn't think that what Jared Bednar is doing is right, it's not that he's running the team, but, he's not afraid to voice that opinion and, really kind of take control of the situation of the group. I asked Jared Bednar a few days ago in Philadelphia, about Nathan's leadership, and have we seen it kind of evolve from even what Nathan MacKinnon talked about last season, 2 seasons ago with, hey, I don't want to be captain. I'm not saying he wants to be captain now, but I think he's starting to develop some of that emotional maturity that if he ever found himself in that position down the road, I think he's more well equipped to do it now because of what he's doing this season. And I have to eventually circle us back here. After Nathan MacKinnon's 4th goal, after everyone had tossed all their hats for the previous goal, a couple more hats flew, and then a bra and a pair of ladies' underpants hit the ice. So everyone was pretty impressed with what Nathan MacKinnon was doing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely another level. I want to take a second, too. 2 of those goals that Nathan MacKinnon scored were on the power play. I remember a couple games ago, not sure exactly which one it was, but you and I gave some credit to the scouting and the power play and all the scouting that goes along with it. I think, once again, we have to give credit to that scouting because if you look at those 2 Nathan MacKinnon goals, they're identical. He's in the exact same spot, pass across from Mikko. I think the scouting really found a hole there and exploited it.
Well, and I can't help but feel like that ties back into what Jared Bednar was talking about with the way he's willing to give feedback to coaches. And, I'm sure he's heavily, that unit is heavily involved in that type of decision-making and systematically what they're doing. But you're right, picked the Washington Capitals penalty kill apart tonight. Both power play goals he have scored were, easy button. Like, that was, easy mode.
There you have it. We still have our underwear on, and we're ready for the LA Kings who come to town on Friday night. So that's all. As the Avs win 6-2 over the Washington Capitals. For Jesse, I'm JJ, Gorilla Sports.